Hi, I'm the Crypto Hound and welcome to Crypto Chats. In today's Crypto Chats, I'm speaking with Eugenia Alcala, founder of Dash Caracas in Venezuela. Eugenia has been working hard to create awareness of Dash by running conferences for business owners and entrepreneurs.
Buenos dias, good morning.
Buenos dias, Carl. Thank you very much for this invitation. I apologize for my pronunciation in advance.
Oh, no. Well, as you know, I only speak limited Spanish. So, I'm planning to come over to Central and South America next year. So, by the time I get there, maybe we can chat in Spanish. But for now, it's limited.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. And, in the news, Dash is well, there's a lot going on with Dash, a lot going on with cryptocurrencies. And I'm really interested just to find out more about what you're doing over there in terms of the Dash project. So maybe you can introduce yourself and tell us what you're up to.
Well, my name, like you said, is Eugenia Alcala. Sucre is my mom's last name. I use it too.
Okay.
I am a psychologist.
Right.
I studied psychology at the university, and I have dedicated to train people in company and also in open events. And I have specialized on training entrepreneurs. I am an entrepreneur myself, and I love the energy that entrepreneurs give me and what they can create when we are in a training session. So that's my background. I have done a lot on that area, and I heard about Bitcoin years ago, and I did not pay attention. And this year, at the beginning of this year, I stumbled upon the cryptocurrency subject once again, and I started researching. And then I found Amanda B. Johnson's show. Did you know it?
Right.
The one? No, she's an American, and she had a YouTube show called The Daily Decrypt. She did a daily show about cryptocurrency, and I started to watch all her videos. And then she, in one of those videos, talked to me about Dash. And I started to look into it because I was fascinated by Dash. Especially, I loved the governance system of Dash. And
that's DAO, right?
What?
That's also called the DAO.
Yes, the DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And I think that is brilliant. What Dash does with is governance, and the way they have this budget, this monthly budget. You say it like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think for
budget and how they make decisions is fascinating for me.
And I think it's very different to other cryptocurrencies. For people who are watching who perhaps aren't familiar with the governance, would you like to just briefly explain how that works in Dash?
Yeah. Yes. Most cryptocurrencies, they block reward goes 100% to the miners. Yes?
Yep.
In Dash, the block reward goes 45% to the miners, 45% to the master nodes, and 10% for the treasury. Okay?
Yep.
For you to have a master node, you have to hold 1,000 Dash. So you are kind of a big investor in Dash when you have a master node, and that gives you voting rights.
Yep.
And you vote, or the master nodes can vote about how to spend that treasury, that monthly budget. Anyone can put up a proposal, and that proposal is there for masternode owners to read and to vote, yes or no. When the proposal passes, then the blockchain gives you the funds, and you can do what you proposed. And that is how I am working with Dash.
And was it something? So you proposed this the setup, and then they are voted on it. That's just democracy working. That's the free market. That's what I love about cryptocurrencies.
Yes, I really love it, and I love it because it's kind of more than democracy. It's meritocracy. I don't know if you understand the word.
No, say that again.
In Spanish, we call it meritocracia.
Okay.
Meritocracia is like democracy, but that you have earned with your background and with your experience and with your knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay. So, just for viewers who perhaps are only watching the mainstream news, I don't pick up a newspaper. I don't watch mainstream news. So, what's happening in Venezuela at the moment?
Well, my country is a beautiful country with beautiful people, but that has a really critical situation economically, politically, and socially. For many years now, we have had a government that has promised a lot, and from my point of view, has not met that promises. And the economy of Venezuela, that was once a rich country, now is really, really bad. We have an hyperinflation.
What is it at the moment?
What
is the inflation rate at the moment?
I don't know the number properly, but I can tell you that $1 is one US dollar right now is 27,000 bolivares.
Wow.
When that really is 27 million, because a few years ago the government took off some zeros out of the money, of the currency. Okay. So $1 is equal to 27 million bolivares, and a month ago it was, I don't know, 16,000. So we don't know how it's going to be tomorrow. The money, our currency is really weak, and it weakens by the minute. So that makes that we Venezuelans do not have good, we call it in Spanish, poder adquisitivo. We cannot buy things. We cannot, it is really difficult for us to buy food, to buy clothes, to buy medicines, to have rent. It is really critical for us. And in the past 2 years, I have seen something that we didn't see before in my country, that is entire families having to live on the streets and to eat from the garbage. And that is really shocking. It's really sad. And the problem also is that besides the hyperinflation, there is a exchange control from the government.
Yes.
So Venezuelans cannot buy foreign currencies without a special permission from the government, and that permission is getting harder and harder to get. And besides, I don't know if you are aware, but due to the political problems that we have, the question about whether this is a democracy or a dictatorship, and all the international opinion about it, Venezuelan government has begun to be banned by some governments, especially from the US. So the government access to USD, to dollars, is getting lower and lower. So the government, who was the only one who can sell dollars, now is out of dollars.
Wow.
So it is getting really critical.
Mm.
Also, I didn't mention this. We have a scarcity of
Yep.
food, medicine, especially medicine. So even if we have the money, we cannot buy these things easily because they are not available in our country.
Okay. Okay. So that's interesting. I mean, it's unfortunate it's happening there, but I see this happening in other countries as well. I mean, we look at the US dollar and the pound, the euro, all of these fiat currencies are tremendously hyperinflated and just pretty much worthless. So it wouldn't surprise me whatever happens in Venezuela will be the pattern for the rest of the world. So how do you see cryptocurrencies solving this problem? Do you think they can?
Well, I think cryptocurrency or before that, blockchain technology is a game changer for everything. And in finance or in economics, cryptocurrency is for Venezuelans maybe a salvation, because if we adopt cryptocurrency, we are going to be able to have access to the global market again. We do not have that access right now. And also the relation between the effort we do and the money we get for that is going to be more balanced, because right now, to give you an example, the minimum wage in Venezuela is about maybe $14 a month.
Mm.
So it's really little, and it goes down and down and down. And of course, with $14, you cannot buy anything.
Mm. Mm.
And then you see professionals and you see hardworking people that work really hard and they get almost nothing in return. So cryptocurrency is going to be a way of regaining that balance once again. And that is wonderful.
And how easy or difficult is it for people in Venezuela to get hold of cryptocurrencies?
Okay, it is getting easier to buy cryptocurrency with bolivars. Mm-hmm. And there are more and more exchanges. And the difficulty is that the Venezuelan bolivar is almost worthless, like you said. Yeah. So my focus is to teach people how to earn cryptocurrency from the beginning, so they don't have to sell their bolivars to get cryptocurrency, but the other way around, that they earn in crypto so they can sell their crypto and use the bolivars here. Or even we are also working on getting more and more people to accept crypto as payment for the goods and services. So if you earn in cryptocurrency, you could go to one of those merchants and just pay with cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. I think it just isolates, it just almost excludes the problem. Yeah, if I'm trading with you in Dash and then you're paying the painter or decorator in Dash and you're buying the bread from the baker, if we just create that network of Dash or cryptocurrencies, I think it's wonderful. That's great. So at the moment, are there any ATMs in Venezuela where you can withdraw Dash, for example?
No, there are not. We have to remember that in Venezuela, there is no regulation about cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. So I don't think ATMs are going to be available anytime soon until that is settled.
Okay.
Because.
And maybe that's not essential. I've often thought about this, that ATMs are quite useful if you want to exchange fiat currency to get cryptocurrencies, or vice versa. But if you've got a smartphone, then like you said, if you're paying for goods and services for cryptocurrencies, you don't need an ATM. That's interesting. You were talking about working with entrepreneurs. What about, say, in the poorer areas of Venezuela? So let's say someone, what percentage would you say of people actually have smartphones?
I read that about, I think 60% of Venezuelan has access to the internet, maybe through their phones or through their personal computers or any other kind of device. And that is enough to have a wallet. It doesn't have to be a smartphone. No. Maybe you can have your wallet in your laptop or in your tablet, and that it's okay. And in the more the people earns in crypto, they are going to be able to buy their own smartphones. Yeah. So I think that is going to be the way to it. And cash is a real problem in Venezuela. I told you that the minimum wage is about $14, right?
Yep.
But the cash availability is so big a problem that in the recent months, banks are setting up limits of how much cash you can withdraw. For example, in my own bank account, I only can cash a check for 20,000 bolivars. That is less than $1.
Wow, crikey.
So I can withdraw that once a day. Imagine how much time I have to invest in getting cash. So it is not working. Cash is not working. That is also another problem that crypto could solve.
Yep, absolutely. Crikey. Yeah, I mean, we have limits in the UK, but I don't know, it's probably about, say, $400 per day.
Yes. That is 400 days for me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a selling point for cryptocurrencies. So tell me a bit more about the project that you're involved with and what you're doing with Dash. I know that there's some free conferences that Dash have been putting on. That'd be great to find out more.
Yes. Well, when I first thought of this project, what I thought was to make a conference cycle, one conference a month for 1 year. In total, that is 12 conferences from the more general subject, what is blockchain and what is cryptocurrency, and getting deeper and deeper in the subject. For example, we are going to dedicate one conference to mining. We are going to dedicate one conference to wallets. We are going to dedicate one conference to security. And that is for free for entrepreneurs. And they also are going to learn how to download their wallets and how to receive and send some Dash. All of that is going to happen in the Dash conference. The first conference took place September the 19th, the last month. Initially, it was thought for 80 people, but when we started to make our press tour, we did the interview on the radio, on the TV, and also the press published some articles about what we were doing. And right now we have over 1,000 people registered in our database that are very, very interested to go to these events. So in the first conference, we were expecting 800 and about 140 people went. And it was really successful. It was really good. And so we are going to make a reposition of that first conference for 500 people, because there was so many people that couldn't go to the event. And then from now, or that is October, and from November, we are going to continue with our program, but in a larger venue, so more people can participate.
Wow. And is this local to Caracas, or are you going around the whole of Venezuela?
This cycle is programmed for being in Caracas. Okay. But since we are going public with this, we have received calls and emails from about 7 other cities in Venezuela. And then what we are going to do is we are going to help another teams to start the work so they can make these events in their country, in their city. Sorry. For example, there is Dash Caracas is us, and there is Dash San Antonio is a city near Caracas, and it's going to be holding its first meetup tomorrow. And there is also Dash Guanare, Dash Valle de la Pascua, Dash Ciudad Bolívar. So there are starting to be another communities in other cities, and we are going to help them to be born and grow and do their own work.
Unstoppable, much like the nature of cryptocurrency. Yes. What about governments? Either interventions, support. I mean, are they getting involved? What's happening?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
That's okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I think there's a bit of interference. I'm interested to see what the government's reaction to all this is.
Okay. Well, actually, we haven't been contacted by any government people, but we have learned that yesterday the Banco Central de Venezuela, the Central Bank of Venezuela, was in a meeting with some experts of the cryptocurrency world here in Venezuela, because they wanted to learn about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. That is huge for us, because that means that the government is seeing value in this system, in this new technology, and they are aware that that can solve many of our problems. And the currency availability, the global market access, and the cash problem that we have discussed could be solved with crypto. So I think there is a road, or there is a way that we have to walk still, and it's not going to be from one day to another, but I believe we are going well, because this is, for me, or from my point of view, this is a good first step towards a regulation that helps people get involved in crypto. In the past few years, couple of years, Venezuelan police forces have been, how do you say, perseguir? There has been a persecution, I don't know how, yes, of minors.
Oh yeah, I did know that, yeah, okay.
Yes, and that is one of the consequences of not having a regulation, because it is not illegal, but it is like there is like a void, legally speaking. So minors have had problems, and right now mining is like a hidden activity.
Yeah.
Is we called it clandestine. How do you say?
Yeah, clandestine. Yeah, that's interesting.
Clandestine. Okay, it is clandestine because you are in danger if you are a minor. Yeah. So that is one of the things that a good regulation could solve.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
I think it's interesting as well. I mean, you mentioned about the government getting involved. I mean, I'm a massive proponent of the free market. You know, I believe in less government and more the people sorting it out. You know, perhaps there's a place for government, but what I wouldn't want is government interfering and changing the shape of it. I mean, you've just described how very quickly you've managed to get Dash conferences running. You've got entrepreneurs who are starting to understand how cryptocurrency works. It will be interesting to see over the next few months the results of this. You know, how many of those entrepreneurs and their businesses are now using Dash, all without the government. So it's fantastic.
Yes, I think Venezuelan government has to understand that they cannot have total control of cryptocurrency. They cannot do it for more than they want it. So the most they can do is to set up some regulations about it, maybe in the tax area. I don't know, and of course about the crime. How do you say money laundering? I don't know, money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Money laundering, yeah. But it's interesting to say, often people will say to me about cryptocurrencies, and they'll say, oh, that's what people use to buy drugs or launder money. And I'll say to them, well, yes, it has been used for that, but cash for centuries has been used for money.
Yes. We agree on that.
You could almost say that cryptocurrencies are actually perhaps a little bit more accountable. So I don't know. I think that's people afraid and not understanding it, and that's why I'm really hoping that, you know, these Dash meetups that your conferences will just help to dispel all of those myths, really, and just focus on positivity. I'm really excited for you. We've got about 5 minutes, and I just wanted to make sure that we've got all your contact details. So how do people get hold of you?
Really easy. In Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we are Dash Caracas.
Dash Caracas, okay.
Dash Caracas.
Steam it? Do you steam it at all?
Yes, I steam a little bit, not much, in like Eugenia Alcala. Eugenia Alcala. I can write it to you so you can.
I'll put all that in the show notes. And is there anything? I mean, so in terms of external, I mean, obviously, I'm in the UK.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that I can share this video with people I know, people outside of Venezuela. Is there any assistance that you require, or in terms of helping you to promote this outside of Venezuela?
Well, that's a really good question, because this is just starting, and I think this is a good opportunity for Venezuelans to start offering their services and their talents to the world and get paid in crypto. That would be, for me, really, really good. For example, in the first conference last month, we had one invited artist, the first Venezuelan artist in accepting Dash, and one non-profit organization, the first non-profit organization from Venezuela accepting Dash. And my dream is that these people have some projections in all the world, around the world. So, for example, a good way to help Venezuela in this process would be to learn how, for example, who is this artist? What art pieces can I get from him and pay him in Dash? His name is Ronald Arteaga. He's a surf painter. He paints surfboards.
Oh, right, surfboards. Okay, all right. Well, I can put that in the show notes. That's great. Yeah.
Yes, and he also paints pictures. I don't know how you say art.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, and he could do a special work for you, for example, and send it to the UK, and you could pay him in Dash, and that will be, yeah, that will be awesome. And also there is this non-profit organization. They are called Regala una Sonrisa, give away a smile, and they work with people who are on the street.
Okay.
They help these people who are living on the street. And their dream is to build a shelter. In Venezuela, there is no shelter for these people. There is not one, nothing.
Crikey. Will, do you think that that charity will also be helping the homeless to use Dash and maybe getting them involved in it in some way?
Maybe. One of the girls that works in this organization was telling me about one of the people that lives in the street. He lives in the street, but he has a phone.
Yep.
And when she asked him, how do you have a phone? And then he told her, that is how I get in touch with my clients, because he is a computer technician.
Okay.
He lives in the street because even though he is a technician, money is not enough for him to have a home.
Right, got you. Yeah. Well,
so they are helping these people, and they could have a shelter, and they could help these people to rise again.
That's great.
And if you could donate to this organization, that would be awesome. We are working on building a directory, directorio.
Directory.
Yes, directory of both merchants and also non-profit organizations that are going to accept Dash. And a good way to help would be to look at this directory and maybe hire some of these professionals, and also donating to some of these organizations.
Of course, yeah, I'll definitely put those in the show notes. One question I had was, it struck me that this model perhaps could be rolled out to other Central and South American countries.
Yes.
There's no language barrier. Okay, Brazil, Portuguese, but I still don't think that would be an issue. It's not like you're having to. I mean, excuse my ignorance of Spanish. I only know school Spanish, but I imagine that. Am I right in thinking if you speak to someone in Chile, they would understand you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So the work's been done. The templates, the training program. I'm actually. My girlfriend and I are coming over to, for a year, we're traveling around South America and Central America. So I'm really interested to see how cryptocurrencies are used. I've ordered my 10x card. I also noticed that Wirex now are going to be accepting Dash.
I just ordered my Wirex.
It
is going to be shipped to my little sister home in Paris, France.
Okay.
Because it is not shipped to Venezuela.
Yeah. So for me, I think the whole continent could be a massive test bed, and I think it will be really successful. I think we've almost run out of time. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention at all about the project or yourself?
Yes, now that you mentioned that this model can be applied to other countries, we are working in a project called Dash Venezuela.
Okay.
That will the objective of this project is to give projection to all these people who are starting to use Dash, and also to help them build their own communities, their own Dash communities in their city. And also, if they have a proposal for the Dash treasury, we are going to help them through the process of constructing that project, that proposal.
So that would go to the Dash Foundation, the DAO, for
yes,
funding. Okay, I understand.
Yes. So we are working on getting a team, and this team is going to serve as I don't know, asesores and coach. I don't know. Yes.
Yep. Coach.
Or consultants, maybe.
Yeah.
To help people to make these proposals to the Dash funds and be successful. Okay. So,
yeah. Oh, I'm really, it's really exciting stuff. Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, if you were up for it, it would be nice to have maybe some regular updates from you, especially to see how the meetups are going, and then also what sort of projects are coming off that. That will be absolutely wonderful.
No, thank you. That will be wonderful for us.
Okay. Well,
there is an interesting team in Cancun, Mexico, that is working with Dash. I think you should get in contact with them because they are doing some good work also, and they are helping not only Mexico but also Venezuela to have meetups, and also Ghana in Africa, and they are helping people to have meetups about Dash around the world. They started being called Bitcoiners. They launched Dash Español, and now they are working on Dash Global. Okay. So that is an interesting. You should interview them.
Yeah, well, my first country is Mexico. I'm going to Acapulco. I don't know if you looked at that. With the Dollar Vigilante, he has a conference every year. I think it's February 14th to 16th. So I'm definitely going to be going there, and there's a lot of people there who are talking about freedom and alternative ways of living and money. But yeah, I'll definitely check out that Cancun. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you. Let's do this again if you're happy to come.
Yes, please. Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Well, muchas gracias, and see you next time.
Gracias a ti.
Okay.
Gracias.
Thanks for watching Crypto Chats. My name's Carl. I'm the Crypto Hound. If you know anyone who's involved in exciting cryptocurrency or blockchain projects and they'd like to appear on the show, please let me know in the comment section below. Bye for now.